He is a master puppeteer and manipulator. He is refined and enjoys the sanctimonious pleasures of life. He is eccentric, charismatic, and smarter than the cops he comes up against. Or at least smarter than all of but one. He is the villain you can't take your eyes off. He's the wicked genius, and he's a very popular guy on TV right now, even as cable seems to be past in its peak anti hero phase with the ending of Dexter and Breaking Bad. Some version of him appears on White Collar the following Hannibal and tonight's new CBS drama Hostages, in which Dylan McDermott plays a rougher edged baddie with the goal of killing the president. He's the marquee attraction too, which at least has the sense to cast him with James Spader, an actor delectably hammy enough to make you briefly forget how often you've seen him and pretty much everything around him before. The BlackList is brazen in how truthfully it's built. From various off-the-shelf thriller parts, Raymond Reddington, James Spader, a Navy officer turned traitor turned fugitive, turns himself in at FBA headquarters one fine day, only to proffer a deal. He has information on terrorists, but he will only deal with brand new agent Elizabeth Keene, Megan Boone. The reasons are secret, but the pilot points up their bond. He, a sly criminal who left his family, she, a fisty agent whose criminal father abandoned her as a girl. Whittington walks Keene through her first case, a by the numbers revenge plot against Washington, D.C. Things explode, a child is endangered, and as TV is specially fond of right now, we see more than one close up stabbing. A time bomb literally ticks, but there's more to come. Much more, as Reddington reveals, he has a list of master bad guys, the Black List. But he will share with the FBI if they keep him living in the style to which he is accustomed and patterned with Keith. The list, presumably, is about the same as the number of episodes needed to make syndication. So, a little silence of the lambs on a network, mind you, that already has a Hannibal mashed in among simplified 24 style terrorist shot. Shut him up. Wait, did I say a little silence of the lambs? The Blacklist has Spader run every page of the Wicked Genius playbook, luxuriating in a five-star hotel room, sneering at his handlers while cuffed to a chair, savoring a fine glass of red wine with an epicurant reverie. Spader runs the play well. He is a ham, but an effective one, which is to say that he lets the audience enjoy his own sheer enjoyment of playing the outsized role. With every droll, one liner, and cultivated sneer, I think I smell the stench of your cologne, Agent Cooper. Smells like herpes. It's a fine trick to indulge in this kind of role without seeming self indulgent. But Spader has a gift for letting the audience indulge vicariously through him. He is a guy fiery of scenery showing Ducker out in a black hat, exuding cookness like $1,000 an ounce oil. He owns every second he is on screen. Yes, he does. But To the extent that Reddington is compelling, it's because Spader is doing all the work. He gets a little help from the pilot script, which feeds him some sharp lines but imagines him as a genetically debauched mastermind. In an early exposition scene, an agent describes him. This guy is an equal opportunity offender, a facilitator of sorts who's built an enterprise broken deal for fellow criminals. He has no country, he has no political agenda. Reddington's only allegiance to the highest bidder. Well, that was close. You almost made him an interesting guy. Thank God you gave him the most neutral motivation imaginable right off the bat. Don't get me wrong, I don't need Reddington to have a political agenda in particular, but I do need him to have an agenda, a reason why he is who he is and does what he does. I need him to care about something, because caring about something makes characters interesting in the long term. Without that, he's just a charming plot device. In the first season of Homeland, for instance, the interesting thing is not just that war hero Nick Brody wants to attack Washington, D.C., but why he wants to. That's the important thing. Like too many other shows using the wicked genius device today, the BlackList assumes that simply being wicked and genius is in itself enough to make Reddington fascinating. But that's less so the more times this character pops up at some point, like Veronica in Heathers. You just want cool guys like him out of your life. Now, in fairness, the BlackList leaves plenty of room to reveal. Here, Jaffor's unseen motives and characters' history for Reddington down the road. In fact, that's an almost requirement in today's twist-heavy thriller genre. The pilot suggests that there is a plenty left to reveal about his past and Keen's, and those of the people around her. My hope is that the show ends up like Person of Interest, which started with a provocative premise, the power of crime fighting surveillance, immediately downplayed it, then gradually becomes a better show as it realized that, you know what, it should maybe do something interesting with the show's most distinctive premise, beyond being a crime procedural. The BlackList, though, seems to be asserting itself up to be largely a bad guy of the week show, and the pilot's first caper is not too promising in that respect. So the show's success moving ahead is going to depend on how interesting Reddington and Keen's Black stories become, and how much those are overwhelmed by the self-contained ticking time bomb scenarios. For now, though, how much you enjoy the BlackList depends on whether you enjoy watching Spader enough to overlook all the times you're not. Well, that was pretty much everything about this beautiful series that you must try. Enjoy it and let me know if you want more of those videos in the comment. See you next time.